folks, this is a review of the Salomon Speedcross 5. I've tested these shoes on for at least 50 miles of trails. Sand, ice, water, mud, dirt, grass, anything and everything you can imagine pretty much. And these shoes are awesome, to say the least. There's a lot of pros to them, but what I want to show you right now is just a very simple experiment of an uphill run that I'm going to do, and then a downhill one, basically to show you how good the traction is on these shoes, and that I'm really not slipping. So the angle of these is not that high, but if you're not wearing good hiking shoes and these are leaves, it's easy to slip on them. With the traction on these shoes, you're very rarely, if ever, going to slip or have issues, and having better grip when you're running is obviously very important. I am more of a trail runner than a hiker, but these shoes are great for hikers and trail runners. So I'm just going to start working my way up this uphill area, and at no point in time do I feel uncomfortable, do I feel like I'm slipping. None of that is happening, and I'm running on land that is sometimes a little bit wet, sometimes a little bit slippery, and it's just a mix of rocks, dry dirt, wet mud, that kind of stuff. And now I'm just going to make my way down the same path, and this is obviously more dangerous because going down I tend to go a little bit faster, things can get a little bit more risky, and so on and so forth. But these shoes hold up very, very well in all regards. And I've tested these in Sedona. I did a lot of trail runs there on so many different places. I was climbing into caves, I was hiking through beautiful trails that are available, just really testing these shoes out in any kind of environment you can imagine. I was in Oregon, just doing a lot of trails with waterfalls in them, just a whole bunch of other stuff, Grand Canyon, and just other desert environments, sand dunes. I was in that with these shoes as well. And now I'm in a park in New York testing them out further. And aside from the 50 miles that I've tested with these shoes and the amazing results that they've provided me with, I also have Salomon Speedcross 3s, which, in spite of the fact that they're not in the best shape right now, I still use them. I've used them for over 200 miles so far, and I have about 3 pairs of Salomon 4s. And if you're wondering if the 5 is better than the 4 or the 3, I honestly think they're pretty much the same. So I give these 5 out of 5, and I also give the Salomon 4s and 3s 5 out of 5 as well. And I love it. It's in terms of the pros, excellent traction like you just saw, highly reliable across many different kinds of pathways that are out there with different types of terrain, sand, mud, water, leaves, grass, just the whole thing, the whole 9 yards basically. These shoes are highly reliable. There's very little chances of you slipping on these shoes with these shoes on, so you're going to be pretty safe. Other than that, they're also extremely resilient. Like I said, I have Salomon 3s that I've been using for a very long time, and they're awesome. I still keep them, I still use them, and I can't say enough good things about that. Now, other than that, in terms of the pros, I'm personally happy that there's no shoelaces on these. They have a special lace system that you can use to tie your shoes here, and I feel excellent support. They're very mobile. The way that the shoes are designed, there's a bit of a curve over here, so as you move forward, it tends to propel you forward as well, which is basically helping you continue that motion. So there's a lot of awesome mobility. I think it's better than hiking shoes. Very many pros across the board. Now, there are certain cons that I would say are present with them, but these cons tend to be very widespread across any type of hiking shoe. And what I'm specifically talking about is whenever you do hikes on ice, which is something I also did, you're probably not going to have the best results with these kinds of shoes, and that's just something that's normal for anything. I don't think there's any shoe out there in existence that is good for ice, but that's just something you need to understand. These shoes are awesome. I give it 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever, but it doesn't mean that they're going to save you in every single kind of environment. That's something you have to be careful about. So overall, I'm very happy with the fact that I purchased these. Highly recommend them. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you can check out the link in the description or pinned comment to get them. I'm also going to leave a link to my other review where I show specifics of where I've been with them, so you can judge this for yourself. But overall, I love these shoes. I recommend them for hikers, trail runners, beginners, intermediates, experts, doesn't matter. These shoes are awesome across the board, in my personal opinion. There's a lot of awesome colors available for both men and women, and there are also GTX versions of these shoes, but it's a different model name. I can't remember what it's called. But the point is, that one, GTX means Gore-Tex, and basically means that it's these kinds of shoes but waterproof. They're more expensive. I personally do not think that they're necessary. And based on the other reviews that I've seen, these ones, the regular Salomon Speedcross 5s, are 4.5 out of 5 stars on average, whereas the GTX ones are like not as highly rated. They're good, but I think GTX is not really necessary because if you're going to wear something waterproof and you're going to step into water, your feet are still going to get wet if the sneakers are, excuse me, are dry. So I tend to wear waterproof socks whenever I run around with these, so that tends to give me that full protection that I need. And whenever I get out of the water, another thing I notice is that these shoes do not take up water. So, you know, I'm light moving around in them, I'm light going into the water, light coming out of the water. It's awesome across the board. So thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, let me know. Take care.